Talking about different methods of reverse chucking tonight. One of the neatest things that I found, first of all, when I didn't want to spend a lot of money on a vacuum type system, although I did look at one, and they're very effective, and I think they work quite well. But I was just kind of procrastinating and taking care of that matter. When you do a bowl, the bottom should really look as well attended to as the top of the bowl, the inside of the bowl and the outside. And a lot of bowls are judged like that when people jury bowls into an exhibition or a gallery, that kind of thing. So they look at the bottoms and say, that wasn't given enough attention. But one way to do that is by reversing your bowl so you can work on the bottom with no support from the tailstock. Sometimes it gets in your way. You can use the tailstock, and once you have a little nub on the bottom of the bowl, which I'll explain in a minute. But if you don't want to do that, there's another way to do it. You all get Woodturning Design magazine. Have you heard of that? Reaction magazine. One of the largest contributors to that magazine is a guy named, who lives in Maryland, David Reed Smith. I'm totally impressed with his articles. They're long and they're detailed. And I saw this thing in one of his magazines a while back, and I said, I'm going to try it. So we'll give it a shot tonight. And what it involves is, when you do a bowl, and you have the outside completely finished and sanded, and you do the inside and have that completely cut and sanded, then you want to reverse it. Put it back on so you can do the bottom. Now I have marks on here from the chuck that was holding this tin while I was scooping out the inside. So I want to get these marks off now. And the only thing that's missing on this bowl is this. Do you have any markers up there? Should I put it somewhere? Right here. Here it is. Okay. There's something different about this bowl. The setup would be, this will be your faceplate here. Now I have, you can make different sized donuts out of, just inexpensive wood. And just so they conform roughly to the shape of the inside of the bowl. So that wouldn't quite work for this guy right here, I don't think. It's a little big. I don't even know if I want to try it with tape. But anyway, you can make a donut for yourself, something in this fashion, just a simple brand. And then the bowl will at some point hit along here if you've done your homework right. So it'll be something like this. And touch. And then what you want to do is work on this part here. Okay? Section lines here. And this is the donut that's completely covered with tape. Now, they don't just cover it with masking tape. It has to do what we call an extended release tape, which is like painter's tape. What does extended release mean? It means it's the kind of tape, if you've ever done some painting at home and used this to do a good edge, you can leave the tape on for quite a while and come back to it and still be able to pull it off. Masking tape, on the other hand, you might not be able to get it off too well. And the adhesion would be there and make a mess. But this stuff works really well. So it's just painter's tape. And I did the donut ahead of time just to think you wanted to watch me put tape on the donut for 10 minutes or whatever. And then I have the bowl almost all done. And what I'll do is just finish this out. So it involves putting tape on the donut as well as the inside of the bowl, and then using hot melt glue to hold things in place while you turn the bottom of the bowl. So I'll just finish this out. Nice here. And I'll show you how this is done. Now the bowl's only going to come in contact with that donut just a little bit in off the lid here. So you say, why do you cover the whole thing? Well, in case something goes wrong and the glue might run or get down the side, it's not a good idea to have that happen. So you cover the entire thing. And
have you finished that wood already? There's a finish on it?
No, that's just a raw bowl.
Okay, so you haven't put any kind of...
This is sanded down to 600 grit right now. Now the story that I was going to tell you was, if you work on big bowls, you should really have this nub out here, little nub with an indentation where the center went into it, right? Would be more stable here. That way, if you do a green bowl, let it dry for a couple months, whatever the case may be, come back, you can always put it back on and get it reasonably centered by bringing your tailstock back up to that nub. Now, this particular bowl does not have a nub on it. That's because the other day I had the bowl fly off. First time in 38 years. I sat down and I said, what the heck happened here? I didn't have a catch. But what happened was, this is about a half an inch small all the way around now. But what happened was, right inside the part I had used for the tenon, there was like a honeycomb sap section. There was a little bit of a void in there. So I sat there, first I acted like a sailor for a few minutes. I was a little upset. After all that singing, the bowl went down across the board. Okay, regroup. So what I did was, I was about a third of the way down here walking out. So what I did then was I cut inside the bowl now. I cut a little counter bore like that, a third of the way down, whatever the case may be, here's the wood. So I cut a little counter bore to fit the faceplate. And then I screwed the faceplate back in like this, fit in there nicely. Follow me? So it's back in, but the look of the bowl's up here. So then I screwed it back on after I glued the tenon back together. Okay? And then I proceeded to cut a new tenon. The old one was about here, the new one was up here. Okay? So I didn't leave the nub this time. And redid the outside of the bowl, re-sanded the thing, and so forth. And now we're back to...
It looks like you have a center mark there. So
yeah, I did make a center mark.
That's the same thing.
I did make a center mark because you would have had it with that nub that's usually there, okay? So let's just pretend that there is that nub there. Alright? So after many years of turning, things can still happen. Wear your face mask, wear safety glasses, things do happen. So now, you have this all taped. Let me finish taping this part. And then the hot melt glue should be ready.
Ted,
Yes?
have you used double back tape without the glue? Have you ever tried that?
No.
Okay.
But I've heard it works. Has anyone else done that? Year. Maybe another year. Anybody else has come across that?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's only been the last
About a year or so. Yeah. Okay. Now my method is a little shorter than what he does, but the things seem to come out just about the same. But anyway, make sure you have your bowl covered. And I was amazed at the strength of this. The first time I tried this, I think he suggested 8 dollars of glue on here as you put this on. I'll do it in a minute. But I put about 12 on. And I had this thing on. When I got the bowl all finished, I could not get it off. I thought I was going to break the bowl. I literally sat on the lathe and had my foot up here like that. And I mean, I pulled and pulled and pulled. Finally, you get this pull. Okay, it's coming. So a little bit more. Finally, there it came. No cracks. And all you do is take all your tape off. And the glue, of course, is on the tape, not on your bowl. You may have a little residue from the tape being on there. You just take a little steel wool mat case, 4-aught steel wool mat, things are right up. You don't have to use much pressure at all. And you take the tape off, and then you're good to go. Now, the most important step, according to Reed, is to sand the tape just a little bit, bump it up. So I've been using, let's see if this guy works on here. Don't need a lot of speed. So I've been using 150. I just put my tool. And you only have to stand where it's going to make contact with the ball surface. So just so that's roughed up a little bit, it should be okay. And also a little bit in here. But he says that'll make the cotton melt glue work a little better.
With this method, you finish later then. I mean, you apply the finish later.
Finish later. This is just the raw wood